My name is Mary Daniels, and it's amazing to be here to have this chance to talk about my experience with my degree from the College of Human Ecology. Although I graduated in 78, I came to Cornell in 46. I came back 3 times in the course of those 30 years. I was very fortunate in having situations in which I could follow my curiosity. My first experience with education at the college level was with an experimental, radical college, and I pursued my interest in psychology. My view of psychology has broadened all through my experience, living through World War II. Being a member of the UIW-CIO, sitting in at lunch counters, the women's movement, and working in the Vietnam War. But I first came to Cornell in 1946 with an assistantship of $70 a month. Many of my classes were in anthropology and philosophy of science. But then I found Bronfenbrenner. Urie was a profound influence over my work, trying to combine psychology and anthropology. For example, I worked on a lengthy paper on the use of projective techniques in non-literate society. My paper took a long time and involved a lot of controversy and was very important to me. That led to my working at the department of Ruth Benedict and Margaret Mead, who were big shots in those days. Then the men have come home from the war. And a very important man came home from the war who was getting his MA in psychology. So it was a good match. And not too long after that, we were married. We went to Kansas University and the Menninger Institute because the Veterans Administration needed psychologists in the VA hospitals desperately. So we were there 5 years. 2 things happened those 5 years. One is I ran an interracial nursery school at a time when all the schools were segregated. And the school is still going to this day. So I'm very proud of that. The other thing I did in the afternoons was get an MA in psychology on the behavior of waiting and the understanding of time. It was big, it was interesting, but I wanted a Ph.D. So I decided, why not go back to Cornell for my thesis? I needed to find an acceptable topic for the subtlety of the material. Nonverbal behavior had not been studied extensively. So I used the term overture, social overtures to the mother, and how the mother responded, and the difference in the child's level of development. Harding was my major professor at that point. He would say, you act like an anthropologist who's been to an island of 1-year-olds, and you're the only one that understands them. And he was right in that. There were incidents in which I did feel like an anthropologist, that I knew exactly what they were doing, and nobody else did, in terms of the resourcefulness of 1-year-olds and how they explored the environment. Human ecology seems to have the broadest approach to behavior in general. And that was reflected for me in Bronfenbrenner's kind of generosity in accepting my self-direction. The mission of the College of Human Ecology begins with an ambition to improve lives. I respect that enormously because it's being a member of a bigger purpose. Whichever piece you choose to work on and to find one other person to work on it with you, begins a change.